Upon moving through the gate, their eyes still adjusting to the darkness, the pair began to perceive a dim light stemming from the center of the chamber. Lodged in what appeared to be a crudely carved altar was the cup of Sigrin, decorated by etchings telling of acts long forgotten, a golden chalice which corrupts what is poured within it. Yet the pair had no way of knowing this, but simply marveled at its beauty as they remained still for a moment in the cold chamber.
Would it really be all right for us to take something like this?
The creature looked at the Alva, whose big eyes reflected the cup's glow.
I suppose it's of no use to anyone around here anymore.
It continued, respectfully removing the chalice from the indentation in the altar. A rudimentary altar had been carved out of the chamber floor. The area around the altar was smooth, over the years worn down by being frequently trod. Across the altar was a crack, splitting the flat surface in two.
This whole chamber looks to have been carved out of the mountain,
the small creature said.
Someone must have had to work very hard to create it.
The creature reached into the crack in the altar, but couldn't quite get its hand through to the bottom. Bones in a variety of shapes and sizes were scattered around the cave. The Alva peeked out from behind the creature's ear as they approached the bones.
There are so many. What happened here?
The small creature thought, looking around the cave. Lying around the bones was a long rope, all of which looked to be in one piece. A skeleton, much larger than the small creature, was sitting in a dark corner of the cave.
A grim fate,
the small creature stated with a sorrowful sigh. As the creature touched the skeleton, the skull fell off, exposing a burning earbloss. An earbloss is a faint remnant of a being who performed an equal amount of good and evil deeds during its life, a soul forever kept in a state of limbo between two worlds. During these darkest of nights, they appear dancing around the places of their passing, doomed to mesmerize lost passers-by to follow them either to safety or demise.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
The creature asked, receiving no response. The small creature's hand passed straight through the glowing apparition.
That must be one of them,
the creature said to the Alva, who responded with a nod.
Where do you think the others might be?
The cave walls had been covered with peculiar tablets, depicting various parts of the environment.
I really wish I could understand what they mean,
the small creature said to its friend, who looked equally bewildered by the strange shapes. The stone tablets gave off a faint glow as the creature moved its hand over them. The creature placed the stone tablet into the opening in the wall. As it was put into the opening, the tablet began to glow.
What do you suppose this means?
The small creature asked the Alva as both of them tried to figure out the strange inscription. As soon as the droplet hit the stone, the cave started to shake, and from a crack in the altar emerged a strange and wondrous plant. A strange apparition in the shape of a plant was spreading a calming glow throughout the chamber.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
The creature asked, receiving no response.
How does a thing like this come to be?
The small creature pondered, scratching its head as it inspected the mysterious plant. The plant reacted as the creature's hand went through the transparent stem, giving off glowing spores in response to its touch. As they filled the air, the Alva let out a loud sneeze. As the spores reached the Vittorm's nostrils, it couldn't help but to sneeze, and from its mouth a disoriented ear-bloss came drifting out. The Vittorm continued sneezing as it slithered away down the ravine, soon disappearing amongst the undergrowth. In its departure, it had left behind a mesmerizing piece of its shed skin. The creature tied the rope to one of the thicker roots, pulling hard at it to make sure it wouldn't come loose.
Now, hold on tight, and I'll make sure we get down there safely,
It said as the wingless Alva nervously grasped its ear. At the bottom of the ravine lay the remains of an old cart, which probably belonged to someone of the creature's size.
If you find anything around this cart, it's yours. Take it. We don't want any beasts to come looking for us. Bye.
The creature read aloud from a group of small scribbles carved on one of the planks.
If you find...
Searching through the shattered planks, the creature found a wooden wedge. Just as it was about to turn away from the wagon, the Alva tugged on its ear, noticing a faint glimmer beneath its feet.
What beautiful craftsmanship!
The creature exclaimed, brushing aside the tall grass concealing an old necklace. As the starlight made its way down the ravine, something about the necklace seemed strange as the creature studied it. Its shine vaguely different from metals it had previously encountered. A rotten tree, about to collapse at any second, was standing near the edge of the collapsed ground.
If it falls over me, who would be able to help?
The small creature pondered, glancing at its fragile friend. By using all of its strength, the creature managed to topple the rotten tree, creating a bridge to the other side. As the creature struggled for a while to fit the wedge into the hole, the bison's eyes and mouth stood wide open. The creature gave the Alva a confused look, but then something happened. The ground started to crumble violently, and with the sound of roots snapping and twigs cracking, the bison rose from the ground. A loud creaking could be heard as it stretched out its arms before looking down at the small creature with the same insensible look as before. The creature didn't move an inch, and after a while, the bison turned around, marching into the swamp with giant steps, quickly disappearing from sight.
What was all that about?
The small creature asked its friend, as they both stared with big eyes after the bison.
That should be all of them,
the creature stated with a sigh of relief.
Perhaps we'll now be able to leave this place. My dear friends, you're safe with me once more.
The Lichtgruber quickly grabbed the lantern from the small creature's hands.
Oh, thank you for finding them. Is there anything I can do to repay your kindness?
The creature looked at the Alva on its shoulder.
Well, we have been searching for something that could help her fly,
the small creature responded.
But so far we haven't found anything at all.
The Lichtgruber pondered the creature's words for a moment before answering.
I know of a very old place. However, it's not somewhere I would like to take the two of you.
The Lichtgruber shook his head.
It's a frightening place, you see. No longer what it used to be.